there's just no question that mushrooms are always part of the transformation and transitions to two different worlds. They're like microcosmic and macrocosmic transitional beings. They really are. They're microcosmic and macrocosmic transitional beings. I say microcosmic transitional beings because they are inside us, around us, in the soil. They are heaven, human, earth. They're like literally transforming everything. And, you know, I'll say, like, one thing that's really interesting is that, you know, we have to remember is mushrooms, again, like I was telling you at the beginning of the presentation, I mean, the mushrooms are the fruiting body of this larger mycelial structure, this larger fungal kingdom, which of course includes yeasts and includes lichen to some degree, because lichen are this combination of the symbiotic beings of bacteria and fungi. But yeasts, like I spoke about antibiotics, but the other thing, besides antibiotics, and that's totally changed the world, for better and for worse. I mean, antibiotics have completely changed the world. But the other thing is that, you know, we're also talking about alcohol. You know, alcohol, like antibiotics, the same. It's grown. You know, that's a fungus, right? And so you know, the whole transition of humanity from being hunter-gatherer humans to being farmers and cultivating crops, that first major transition of human beings on the planet, that's because of fungus. I mean, that's because of fungus in bread and beer, basically. I mean, think about it. Like, that's because of yeast allowing bread to rise in relation to crops and growing crops, and that's also in relation to alcohol. And people who are ancient ancestors who decided that, you know, I really want to, like, a beer and a piece of bread, so I don't want to, like, I don't want to go out hunting. I'd rather sit and have some beer and bread, basically. And so they started to, you know, grow crops. And obviously I'm being a little flip about it, but it really is true. Like, mushrooms are absolutely at the stage of the huge developmental shifts that were happening in the human life cycle on this planet. And beyond humans, they were in the huge shift that took place between plant life and the life of the planet. The greening of the planet is because of fungus in the old world, and so it doesn't. It is no surprise, and it's not a new thing that fungus would be at the transition of whatever is going to be the next stage of development. They're there at every stage. Fungi are there at every stage, and they'll be there at the next stage. So, and this thing that Jeffrey's talking about in terms of fungus responding to global changes, this is it, man. This is totally what's always happened. It's always happened, and it's going to keep happening.